Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, LilLavish, and today I'm here to tell y'all my birth story with my daughter. A lot of y'all have been wanting that story and have wanted to hear it for a while, and honestly, if you was to ask me in person, I would totally be down with telling you, but I just wasn't ready to share it with the world. But what is not the best time when it's NICU Awareness Month? I am a NICU mom. If you don't know what a NICU mom is, that means your child came early or your child was born with complications. It's just your child was not ready for the quote unquote world. It was I will say this to any NICU mom that's watching this, for anybody that's pregnant watching this, before you jump the gun and think bad things, there's a lot of positive things that come out of it. Just remember, your situation is your situation. Your story is your story. And you're going to have to tell your story the way you tell your story. But let me go ahead and jump into my story. I was 29 weeks pregnant and I was perfectly fine. I had no preeclampsia. I had no gestational diabetes. I had none of the things that would make your baby come early. I was 19. I was a college student. I was doing college work online because I didn't want to lose the semester. I wanted to keep going, and I wanted to prove that I could do anything throughout this time. And I just felt like in a real dark place when all of this happened. So one day, we're going to start with the week of the birth. So Tuesday I had a doctor's appointment, which I was 29 weeks. So that's when you start to come like every other week. It wasn't the every week yet. But I had just reached my third trimester. So I probably was about to start going every week if I would have kept going. So Tuesday I went to my gynecologist and I had told her, hey, I think I'm losing my mucus plug. They told me that I was not losing my mucus plug. I had some type of antibodies that was causing discharge that was just going to keep creating discharge and keep creating discharge until I had the baby. But I know my body and I know myself, and it's a better thing as a woman to know your body and know yourself no matter what, because something could be possibly wrong and but they don't. And I told her that I think my mucus plug is falling, so she told me it wasn't. Just go home, everything was fine. My cervix was closed. Everything looked great. Thursday, I went out with my cousin and my mom, and we went to go see Dora. And it's a place here called Kickback Jacks. I'm trying to recenter myself. So it's a place called Kickback Jacks here in Greensboro. And when I went to Kickback Jacks, I had the most terrible headache of my life. Like, y'all, when I say this headache was the worst headache I ever had in my lifetime, my head was hurting so bad. I couldn't even eat my food. I was laying in the chairs. I was like, y'all, just leave me alone. But the only thing I asked was, hey, y'all, let's go outside, let's walk. I thought walking cured everything during pregnancy. Like, get up and get active. Maybe she's laying in a bad spot. I got to get her moving, type situation. So after that episode had went away, everything was fine. I went home. We went for a walk in our neighborhood. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. We were destined to go to Sam's Club. We had to go to Sam's Club, literally. So this is Friday. So we wanted to go to Sam's Club because we wanted to look and price things out for the baby shower. And literally at the same time, we needed to get stuff for the house. We just needed to go to, we want to buy big bundles of stuff so we wouldn't have to keep going to the store. So Sam's Club is where you go. So we went to Sam's Club that morning. That was around 8 o'clock that morning. And I remember in Sam's Club, I was complaining so much that my back was killing me. Was like the worst pain of my life. It was like somebody was stabbing me and I was just letting them stab me. And I said, Mom, I had to go to the bathroom. I had peed like 3 times at Sam's Club. But when you're pregnant, especially I had just touched my third trimester. I was literally like, look, I have to pee like every 35 seconds. So it's nothing new. When we got out of Sam's Club, I kept telling her, like, my back is hurting. Like, I don't feel good. So my mom was like, maybe you're having a little acid reflux. Maybe it's something else, I went and I grabbed, like, something to eat. I had, like, a tuna sub. Because they told me I could have tuna. They told me I could have tuna. And I don't know why I was destined for tuna, but I wanted tuna so bad. I ate that tuna sub. And I was like, okay, I feel a little better after eating. I'm going to take a nap. I woke up from my nap in pain. My hips was hurting. My back was hurting. I had already took Tums before I ate. I had took 2 Tylenols, like, and nothing was working. Like, nothing was working. I felt so helpless. And I was like, Mom, like, we gotta go get something to help this pain. We gotta walk around. We gotta do something. So I took a shower because Carter was like, she used to get in this position where her head would be all the way up in my rib cage, and I'd be like, yo, you gotta get out, shorty, you gotta get out. So the way the doctor told me how to do it was, you change the temperature of your body and she'll move. So you take a hot steaming shower and she feels it, and she feels, hey, it's hot outside of here, she's gonna move. And it always worked. So she moved finally, but when she moved, I could feel her, like, trying to flip into another position, and I just was like, I don't know what she's doing in there, but maybe it's not enough room in there anymore. Maybe she's just tired of being in that one position, and she's just learning how to get to other places. I was very much, like, over it. I went to the bathroom, and this is my birth story, so if you're not ready to hear it, I had one of the worst bowel movements of my life. When I was pushing, like, it hurt so bad. I cried during this bowel movement. And I'm just like, bro, what is going on? What is going on? So I'm like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We finna get up and start walking. Walking cures everything. I'm gonna drink some water. I had been real faithful on the water. So I started drinking water, and I'm like, we're going to go to Target and we're going to start walking. I got to Target looking for a pregnancy belt because they told me, like, as far as you go, your stomach gets heavier and you got to, like, it's a pregnancy belt that'll help with the weight. So I'm like, maybe that's the issue. Maybe she's getting a little too heavy in there. They told me they didn't have any in my size. And when I was in Target, I was literally, like, crunching over everything. I was just, like, in tears leaving the store. I get home, and like, we had a plastic bag. I was throwing up in the car. Like, I could not, I don't know, like, something just triggered me, and I just start throwing up. I was going to the bathroom throwing up. I had took a bath because I called my aunt, and I told my aunt, now my aunt is like my doctor. She's my doctor, my lawyer, my sister, my peacemaker, my keep my head on straight type thing. So I called her and I said, look, I took 2 Tylenols like you told me. They're not working. It's something wrong. It's something wrong. And help. So she told me, we're not finna be going back and forth to this hospital. And I'm like, look, sis, it's something wrong. So I'm throwing up. I'm taking a bath. She was like, just lay down, da-da-da-da. So I lay down. And after laying down for a few minutes, I get in a comfortable position. I had turned a little bit, to get myself in the position that I was comfortable in. But I remember in birthing classes, to release pain, you get in, like, the quote-unquote the same position you created the baby. So I kind of got, like, in, like, a dog, like the dogwood style, like, face down, up, position. And that was helping. That was helping for a little while. I was just like, bro, like, listen, something has to give. Something has to give. I don't know, was it me that had to give or somebody else, but something had to give. I took a really deep breath, and, like, I just told myself, like, look, I'm going to call the doctor. I made my decision. I'm going to call my doctor. I called my OBGYN. They didn't answer the first time. I laid there for about 10 minutes. The pain was coming, like, but these pains was, like, every 7 to 8 minutes. So I called again. I'm like, yo, can I speak to such and such? They're like, well, you're too early, but you can come to the hospital, get checked. It's probably nothing wrong. It's probably like a bacterial infection. It's probably something you ate. And I'm just like, bro, the tuna. In my head, I'm like, the tuna. And, like, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm on my way. on my way there, I called my aunt before I put on my clothes, and at this point I'm crying and I'm hollering because these pains are now went from 7 to 8 minutes to now like every 3 minutes. I get to the car, I'm in the car, but I take a garbage bag, and my mom goes in the house to get the garbage bag, and I'm still screaming. I'm upset, I'm angry, and I'm just like, ah! I'm ready to go. So I threw up in this bag the whole way to the hospital. The hospital was like 10, 15 minutes away. So I was going there for like 15 minutes, and when I got there, I stood outside the emergency room, and I let my mom put everything, and then they were like, I had to sign a waiver, so if I had the baby, that they could treat the baby, and if anything was to happen to me, you know, they could treat me. So I had to sign that paper, and it literally, like, I probably signed like this, a scribble, because I was in so much pain. I went outside, I was like squatting and crying, and I was like, can I go to the bathroom? Can I go to the bathroom? But in my head, like, I felt like I had to poop. But I was like, I'm not pooping ever again. Since that bad bowel movement, I'm never pooping again. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go to pee. I came out the bathroom and I was crying. I was in total tears. I'm like... So, like, they still wasn't trying to help me. So they got me to a room. All right, so when they got me to the room, literally, she was like, listen, we got to put the straps on you so you can hear the baby heartbeat. I'm like, cool. They put the straps on me. They connect me to the thing. So she's like, she's not saying still. I'm going to call Nancy. So I'm screaming. Nancy comes in and she says, hey, Howard. She stops. She says she's having contractions. I'm like, what? These are what these pains feel like? My mom was like total in denial. When Nancy checked me, I was 9 centimeters. Literally 9 centimeters. My mom was like, she was 9 what? So my mom calls my aunt, and my aunt's like, my mom was so nervous that she was saying the wrong words. So my aunt was like, whatever, I'm on my way. My cousin came. My friend Nikki came. We were literally, they rushed me to a room. I got there at like 10 something. I had Carter at 11:45. They gave me an hour of pain meds to try to slow it down, to try to get everything. I had to get 2 shots of steroids, and I gave birth to a 3-pound, 2-ounce baby girl. She was probably as big as my 2 hands like this now. She was ready. She was ready for the world. She just was ready. Like, she was ready. And the next video that you see, I'll probably have on the same outfit, but it'll be my NICU journey. And yeah, it's a part 2 to this. So thank y'all for watching. Whatever you do, sis, keep it cute, sis. But sis, come in the room. I got something new to tell you, sis, because LilLavish gonna talk her. You finish the rest. Love you guys, and thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the collab offers that have been reaching out. I will get back to you guys pretty soon. It's been like 3 or 4 of them, but I haven't had the time to actually go in depth and look at them. But thank y'all so much. On to the next video.